stepping in to help.
Plus, 5 years after a California town was all but destroyed in a wildfire, how the people there are now getting things back on track.
WBRC Fox 6 News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Welcome into First Alert Weather Extra on this Tuesday evening. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan and have the incomparable JP Dice with us tonight. Thanks for joining us, JP.
Good to be here. Lots to talk about coming up this half hour. Anything from rain to super fog to what the jet stream is doing. So active weather across parts of the country. Hopefully this week we'll end up with a little rain.
Yeah, finally we are seeing some hope of some of that green stuff in the forecast, JP. I know you've been flying a lot recently. Have you seen any rain around on any of your travels?
The only place I ran into rain a few weeks ago, Dubuque, Iowa, actually had a little bit of rain.
That is not the place I would have picked for you to see rain. But
that was it.
Weird weather.
And I was looking at the colder air. People are wondering where the cold air is. That is bottled up across the northern tier of the U.S. Even right now it's in the 40s, so not that cold.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and show you that next big thing and what we are going to be tracking. All eyes on Thursday and Thursday night, that potential for some wet weather, 3 o'clock on Thursday. During the afternoon, drive home, maybe picking the kids up from school. I don't see rain in the forecast, okay? That rain's going to hold off. We'll see an increase in cloud cover, but the rain really coming into play, it's going to be Thursday night, probably after many of us have gone to bed. 10 p.m. on Thursday, it looks like a little bit of rain out there. And then we'll start to see some more rain as we get into Friday morning. There's 6 a.m. on Friday. Temperatures in the mid-50s. More rain coming up Friday afternoon. This particular model, and we're looking at the American model here, also known AKA the GFS, showing that better chance of rain south of Interstate 20 during the afternoon on Friday. But right now I'd go ahead and plan ahead for some rain. This particular graphic or the model this far out tends to overdo things a little bit. So in terms of the big soaker that we need, I do not see that happening with this particular system. So that's something we're going to be watching. And by the way, coming up here in just a little bit, we'll be showing you what those winds are doing way up high, a preview of the jet stream and how it could be impacting your travel plans. We'll talk about that in just a bit.
Thanks so much, JP. Well, we have been covering this since earlier in the show and warning you about drought conditions and the risk for brush fires. Sadly, in Tuscaloosa County, this brush fire has turned into a wildfire. 125 acres are burning close to homes. This is in the Griffin Ridge community. Right now, the fire is 100% contained, but it's not controlled. No mandatory evacuation orders have been issued just yet. And one person is dead and 8 other people are hurt after superfog once again blanketed part of a Louisiana highway. As we've talked about before on First Alert Weather Extra, superfog is a combination of fog and smoke. The ones in Louisiana coming from nearby marsh fires. The phenomenon caused multiple crashes along I-10. It's the second time in 2 weeks superfog has caused issues in the New Orleans area. The last incident led to 7 people dying. And back here at home with winter on the horizon, the city of Birmingham wants us to help our unhoused neighbors. They're asking for things like coats, gloves, bottled water, toilet paper. Volunteers will be on hand to unload your car in front of Boutwell Auditorium from 7:30 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon on Wednesday and Thursday. Donations will help support warming stations throughout the colder months.
And right now, parts of Alabama are under an extreme drought, causing the state's billion-dollar agriculture industry to take a big hit. Farmers need help, especially cattle farmers who are now dealing with a shortage of hay. Julia Avant has more with what's being done to help.
Thousands of acres of Alabama land have burned in the past month. The Alabama Forestry Commission says it's averaging 29 fires a day and expects more than 1,000 this month.
Well, those fires are becoming more erratic because that fuel is more volatile.
The Alabama Forestry Commission's fire alert remains in place across Alabama, and in the northern portion of the state, no burn permits are being issued. Bowsy Butler says it's all hands on deck. Not only are the Forestry Commission's frontline firefighters responding to these fires, but secondary firefighters are now activated.
We have been activated to help assist and relieve those people in the field who are seeing these fires every day, and we need to get them some R&R.
He says conditions are so dry, something as simple as a car backfiring has ignited a fire.
Chain dragging on a trailer, those a simple spark is starting fires. Some are from escape or stride burns.
He says professionals are even having trouble.
When the professionals can't control the fires, we know that the general public, which does not have the training or equipment, will probably not be able to contain those fires.
They urge you, until we see significant rainfall, hold off on burning.
Some rain in the forecast this week, but I assure you it will not be enough to take us out of these drought conditions.
And on the West Coast, the town of Paradise, California is slowly returning back to normal 5 years after the deadliest wildfire in the state's history. You might remember the 2018 Camp Fire, which killed 85 people and destroyed 11,000 homes. Today, only 9,000 people live in Paradise, down from 26,000 people before the wildfire. Those who have been able to move back, though, say there's a great sense of community spirit.
And what's amazing to me right now, after almost 5 years, is how many people that actually moved away and are now moving back.
Like I said, it brought this great community spirit. I mean, out of the ashes is rising this beautiful phoenix.
Among the remodeling efforts, a new sewer system that will allow more restaurants to open. The mayor also says all public roads will be repaved by 2026.
And in Greenland, huge glaciers in the northern part of the country could dramatically cause sea level rise. A new study found ice shelves are rapidly weakening because of rising sea surface temperatures, causing the glaciers to slide into the ocean. Scientists say that could raise sea levels by nearly 7 feet. The study was published Tuesday in the journal Nature Communications.
And beyond the atmosphere, we're getting a first look at new images from a powerful space telescope named Euclid. The pictures include colorful views of a stellar nursery and massive clusters of galaxies and stars from millions and billions of light years away. Many of these have never been seen before. These initial observations were captured from Euclid's orbital home, a casual 1 million miles from Earth.
And if you've been on an airline flight recently, you may have noticed the flight times are either super quick or very slow. Take a look at this graphic. This is the jet stream. These are the winds at 30,000 feet. During this time of the year, the jet stream becomes very, very active. You know, that fast-moving river of air between about 30 and 40,000 feet. During the winter, the jet stream is the strongest and serves as the dividing line between the cold air and the warm air. So this is a look at the jet stream right now. As we get into later in the week, that jet stream is going to shift more to the south. So we're going to be looking at winds really starting to pick up across parts of Texas and Oklahoma. So to give you an example, if you were on an airline flight from Los Angeles to, say, Dallas, you would get there a lot quicker because you would have about a 100-mile-per-hour push on that airplane. Conversely, if you were going the other way, it would be a much slower trip. Flight planners with the airlines use this data to make those flights faster, more efficient, and even burning less jet fuel. The quickest I ever made because of the jet stream made it from South Dakota down to Panama City, Florida in 1 hour and 30 minutes. Now that's a pretty good push. In 30 seconds, we'll be right back with an update on the fall foliage forecast. And welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. Meteorologist JP Dice. I know you've been able to spend some time outside lately. You've been treated to some beautiful fall colors. Mickey Ferguson and meteorologist Matt Daniel show us some of the picture-perfect, albeit dry foliage across the state.
Hey, Mickey.
Hey, Matt.
It's really pretty outside.
Oh, you thought you were talking about me.
Yeah.
It is. It's looking great. We have the lovely fall foliage. Looking out from Oak Mountain. This is earlier today, this morning, and you're starting to see those colors change. A little bit of greenery up front, but you can see in the distance those clouds are, not the clouds, the leaves are changing. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we're focusing on trees, not the sky. Hey, and Irondale's a beautiful view, so we want to give you an update on those fall colors, and this is the latest report that we wanted to show you. This is from Explore Fall from Evan Fisher, so thank you for giving us this data to show you. But look at these colors, they have expanded. The orange indicating moderate colors, the darker orange or so, looking at those colors really vibrant. So we're entering that peak this week and next week, so just great stuff to see.
Look up at Etowah County, it's already changing over. We're getting the forecast fall foliage. Try to say that even one time real fast. So it's changing over. We're getting our peak colors next week in many locations.
Loving it. All right, let's talk about some pictures that a lot of you have submitted through our WBRC First Alert weather app. Brian Stover sent this in this morning of a gorgeous sunrise.
Brian's our Mayan sending that in. Thank you, Bri. And this is, ooh, my goodness. Is that even real?
It's
Was that
real.
doctored up, or is that just actual? Joe Nelson. Man, you really found some fall colors at Mount Chiaha.
Yes, isn't that really nice? Linda was also there.
Linda was there?
Yeah,
I wonder if
took
she bumped
these
into the other
pictures.
guy.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they're related, they're friends, who knows? Here's another picture Linda sent in showing those fall colors. That's my favorite thing, is just driving and just seeing the colors as you're going out, and especially as you're going up north towards the mountains. It's just a
James
beautiful
Taylor
view.
on, yeah.
Yeah.
This is from North Alabama, Lisa Acton. She was acting on some nice, lovely colors there as well.
So loving these photos, and of course you can submit your photos.
You talking to me?
You and everyone.
And everyone, you scroll down to the bottom of our First Alert weather app and you see where it says that. Send us your photos and videos. I guess they could send a video of the fall colors, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You have two options. Make sure you include your name and location so you can get that credit.
All righty.
And speaking of enjoying nature, if you're looking to take a trip to enjoy the great outdoors, we'll tell you who can get free admission to any national park next week, coming up in just a bit. And our weather extra, take a look outside right now. The temperatures in the 70s, a live view from our Sky Vision network, 72 degrees right now in Birmingham, 65 in Chelsea. Jasper is a cool 59. We're looking there at the Jasper Airport, and 59 current temperature in Summerton. So a lovely evening out there. Man, we need that rain, and we're going to be looking at least some rain later in the week. Let's talk about our drought monitor, and the drought monitor is certainly not looking good. Comes out an update every Tuesday, and you can see much of the area is under a severe drought, but you move just to the north and you get into the Tennessee Valley and extending down into Coleman County, Winston and Marion counties, we have an extreme drought. So this is not a good setup for agriculture or the lakes, just not a good setup. We're going to be looking at some rain over the next couple of days, but what happens, that's not going to be a big soaking rain. This is one of those situations you don't get into this overnight, so it's going to take some time to get us out of the drought. What really helped us out, we had a lot of rain over at least the first half of the summer, so that did help us out in the drought department somewhat, so it's not worse than it is. 64 degrees in Coleman, dew point temperature coming in at 52. The radar is clear. We haven't seen a whole lot on radar over the last month or so. We had a few days with a little bit of rain, but well below normal in terms of rainfall. 72 degrees in Birmingham, 64 Coleman, 68 in Haleyville. Let's talk about that extended forecast. And here's what we've been dealing with. Rain in the forecast coming up Thursday night into Friday. So Thursday during the day, folks, I think is going to be dry. That 20% coming in after 9, 10 o'clock. And then overnight, we'll see some rain. Temperature is a little cooler as a result of more cloud cover coming up on Thursday. 68 on Friday. Rain could linger through the afternoon. This is not going to be a washout. I think we'll still see some breaks in the rain. And then over the weekend, models kind of separate a little bit in the direction they're going. One a bit drier, one a bit wetter. We decided to leave a 30% chance of rain coming up for Saturday and Sunday. So Veterans Day could see a few sprinkles. Also a bit cooler on Saturday. High of 64, 63 on Sunday. Morning lows in the 50s, 67 on Monday, and 62 degrees on Tuesday. That's the latest on the 7-day forecast. Why don't we check in with Lauren Linehan, and we're going to go beyond the 7-day and see where those temperature trends take us.
Thanks, JP. Well, you know, right now it doesn't feel too bad outside. It is abnormally warm. I know we got cold and had freeze warnings last week, but that's a far cry from where we are now. And as we look at that 8 to 14-day temperature outlook beyond the 7-day, a good portion of the U.S., over 2/3 of the country, could likely be dealing with above average temperatures. So that temperature trend looks like it's just going to go up from here. Though we may see some brief cool downs at times, generally looks like above average temperatures could be taking us into the middle of November as we get closer to Thanksgiving. So this is looking at potential high temperatures from November 13th, next Monday, through the 22nd, November 22nd. That's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and showing us that, okay, maybe next week we could see a little bit of a cool down, temperatures near or below average, but then after that we could see a warm up going into the weekend before Thanksgiving. Hard to believe it's almost here. So generally possibility of maybe temperatures at least near average or slightly above it as we look in the days ahead. But what about low temperatures? Could we see any frost or freeze threats over the next couple of weeks? Right now, this particular model isn't showcasing that, but as we always stress on beyond the 7-day, things can and will change. So this is just giving you a little preview of what the trends are right now. Does look like maybe it could be a little cooler next week, but then we begin to see those temperatures going up again as we get closer to Thanksgiving. So let's look at what the futurecast is showing us beyond the 7-day. First of all, before we look at the futurecast, we want to look at what is that general trend. And it does look like maybe, just maybe, I'm not sold on this just yet, but we are hoping as we progress into November, that 8 to 14-day rainfall outlook is showcasing maybe we could see above average precipitation, or at least above where we have been recently, because November is when we consider the start of our secondary severe weather season. And so that's something we're also going to have to watch. Okay, we get some systems coming in here to bring us rain, but could it be a setup where we could see a potential for strong storms? So we have that little secondary late fall winter severe season that we're going to be keeping an eye on in the days ahead. Let's see what the futurecast shows us. So here we are next Wednesday, November 15th, showing a ridge of high pressure beginning to develop across the southeast again. Oftentimes when you get ridges in place, that can help to support above average temperatures, but generally looking possibly staying dry next Wednesday and Thursday with that ridge in place. But it's possibly the weekend before Thanksgiving that maybe we could see a system coming in either later that weekend or early into Thanksgiving week that could be bringing some rain back into the forecast. We'll keep an eye out for the potential for any storms, but it definitely looks like some rain could be on the horizon as we get a little closer to Thanksgiving. We certainly need it. Well, switching gears here, one Stillman College student has taken it upon himself to collect sleeping bags for the homeless in West Alabama. Cora Stewart fully understands what that's like. Stewart says he himself was homeless for a time as a child. Stewart says he's collected around 30 sleeping bags, but could use a few more. He's encouraging the public to donate one. Stewart says he will hand them over to temporary emergency services later this week. The goal is to collect at least 50 bags.
It's something that I think is needed. I personally was homeless as a child, so I kind of understand from that standpoint of, giving back and just reaching out when you can actually help out. It taught me to appreciate a lot of things in life and understand that when you're in a position to extend a helping hand or give back.
And this Thursday at 6 p.m., Stewart and some of his college buddies will sleep in sleeping bags on the Johnson Robinson Field at the Stillman College campus. We'll include Stewart's email address in the web version of this story if you're interested in donating a sleeping bag on WBRC.com.
And it's not a red carpet, but a green one to celebrate people working to find solutions to changes in the climate. Prince William and Kate Blanchett were among the celebrities walking the green carpet at the Earthshot Prize. That's in Singapore. The prize was launched in 2020 by Prince William's Royal Foundation charity. 5 finalists won over $1 million each. The money will fund groundbreaking innovations to fight environmental issues across the globe. Lauren?
In honor of Veterans Day this weekend, the National Park Service is waiving all entrance fees on Saturday, but you will still have to pay for services like camping, boat launches, or special tours. But there are more than 400 national park sites across the country that you can visit. This is the last chance for free admission this year.
Stick around, there's still more First Alert Weather Extra after the break.